Hello students and parents, welcome to Concept Clarity of Physics. Today we are going to see about problems related to speed and velocity. Let us take one problem after the other. So let's get started. I'll clear the screen. Okay, shall we start? I'll clear this. So the first problem. What is the first problem? It states that a particle, hope it's recording, a particle starts from x is equal to 0 along straight path. What happens then? Moves 25 meters straight, then stops. After it stops, it turns around. It turns around and moves 10 meters back. Finally, stops at 15 meters from, remember, always with reference to something, right? From the start point. Total time of motion is 10 seconds. What is average speed? किसका average speed? His average speed. His average speed and average velocity. चलो जल्दी ट्राई करो, सॉल्व करो. Try to solve it. Take a minute or two, pause the video and try to solve it. Pause the video and try to solve it. Let us see what is given. A particle starts from, I'm going to solve it now, starts from x is equal to 0. That means this is the origin, x is equal to 0. The particle, this is the particle, moves along the straight path, moves 25 meters. That means it covers 25 meters and then stops. It stops here, turns around and moves 10 meters back. Okay, that means this distance traveled from here, this particle, after it has stopped here, it has traveled it has traveled 10 meters, right? Finally stops at 15 meters from the start point. Obviously 25 minus 10 is actually 15 meters. From here to here is 15 meters. Even without giving that, we would have deduced it. Finally stops at 15 meters from start point. Total time of motion is 10 seconds. That means total time of motion, the entire time is 10 seconds. So t is given as 10 seconds. This is for the full motion. What is the average speed? So what is the formula for average speed? Average speed is total distance by total time. What is the total distance? Total distance is the entire path traversed. So 25 plus 10 is the total path and time is 10 seconds, right? This is everything is in meters. You have to make sure that all the units are appropriate. So you will get here, this is 10 seconds, uh, 25 plus 10, 35, right? You will get 3.5 meter per second. So the average speed is 3.5 meter per second. Then what we are asked? Average velocity. Average velocity we know is the displacement, total displacement by total time. Total time or difference of time. This is given as delta x divided by, I'll write it here, delta t. So what is the change in displacement? Change in displacement is given by the change in the position. Change in the position. So change in displacement is x final minus x initial divided by final time minus initial time. So the final time was given as 10, right? 10 minus 0. It starts at the 0th second, and the finishing time is 10 seconds. What is the x final? X final. X final with respect to the position of the particle. What is the position of the particle at x final? With respect to this reference, the position of the particle at the final stage is 15 centimeters away from the origin. So that means it is 15. And what is the initial position? Initial position from its origin is I mean, at this origin 0 minus 0, right? So you'll get 0 here. So you'll get how much? 1.5 meter per second. And this is positive. So that means the displacement of the particle is in the positive direction. Alright, can we see the next problem? Next problem. An athlete I write it again. An athlete swims 50 meters in 20 seconds and then returns to start, that means to starting point in another 25 seconds. So you have to find, the first question is average velocity. What is his average velocity in first half? B, second half, and finally the total round trip. Very interesting question. Try to solve it. You'll brush through all your concepts very clearly. You'll brush through all your concepts very pakka. It will brush your concepts. Try to solve it in a minute. Pause it and try to solve it. I'm going to solve it now. What is given? Athlete swims 50 meters in 20 seconds and then returns to the starting point in another 25 seconds. That means if you want to consider the first case, it's asking average velocity in the first half. So the first half, we know it has taken 20 seconds, right? It has taken 50 meters swim in the first half, that is 20 seconds. So that means it has moved from starting point to this point. So it is asking average velocity. So average velocity will be equal to change in position. And how much the position has changed? Position has changed by 50 meters, right? It has gone 50 meters. This is the origin. 50 minus 0. So that is 50 divided by total time taken is, the change in time is basically 20 seconds. And when it was here, it was at the 0th second, right? So it was 20 minus 0, which comes to 2.5 meter per second. Case 2. Case 2. In the second half. Now second half. That means it had reached here. It has gone in the second half, right? It has gone back. It is asking average velocity in the second half. In the second half, it has taken 25 seconds. The starting position in the second half is this. That means the origin is here and the final is here. Right? In the second half, the origin is where it has stopped earlier. He starts from here and goes to the starting point. This is in the second half. The total distance is again going to be 50 meters only. That is the distance. So average velocity in the second half. In the second half, what is the displacement? Displacement in the second half, you are considering origin as this point, right? Origin and goes back here. Although that this might be the origin, it might be the origin for the round trip. But for the second question, for the second half, this will now be the origin and the displacement will be 50. 50 divided by 25. So it will be 2 meter per second. So in case 3, what happened? In case 3, what happened? He started from the origin, this was the origin, started here, went here, and then returned back. In the forward journey, he took 20 seconds. In the return journey, he took 25 seconds. But average velocity is change in position. In this particular case, he returned back to the starting point. So the final point, if this was the starting point, xi was 0, xf is also 0. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 divided by the change in time. 0 divided by the change in time, doesn't matter whatever time is there. So we get 0, right? 0 meter per second. So this is how you're supposed to solve average velocity related question with respect to displacement. So here is where most of the students will go wrong. Understand, he's asking for the second half. What is the average velocity for the second half? For the second half, the origin will start from here and it has gone here. Okay. So let us take another problem. I'll wipe out this. Third problem. A person jogs on a straight road in positive x direction for 30 minutes, traveling a distance of how much? 6 kilometers. He turns around and walks back towards, turns around and walks back towards, goes back to starting point in how much time? In 20 minutes. How much he travels? Traveling 2 kilometers this time during the time. So what is given here? So what is asked? The first question what is asked is final displacement of person relative to his starting position is 4 kilometers, and it is asking whether it is true or false. So what is given here? A person jogs on a straight road in positive x direction. That means he is going. If I consider this as the origin, he is going on a straight road in the positive x direction. What is positive x? For 30 minutes. He is gone 30 minutes. Okay. Until here, this is t1 is equal to 30 minutes. I'll write it here. T1 is equal to 30 minutes. Traveling a distance of 6 kilometers. And from here to here is given during this T1 time, x1 is 6 kilometers. So from here to here, is 6 kilometer, and this is x1. Okay. And then what is given? He turns around and goes back to starting point in 20 minutes. He goes back to his starting point in 20 minutes, traveling 2 kilometers during this time. So that means this was not a starting point, right? This was not his starting, this was not the origin. The origin is somewhere else. So what has happened? Basically, he has moved here and gone distance of 2 kilometers. This is x2. So we write here x2 is equal to 2 kilometers, right? So and he says that this was his starting position. He went to the starting position, which was x2 is equal to 2 kilometers. In how much time he has taken? He has taken from here to here. He has taken how much time? It is being given. He turns around and goes back to starting point in 20 minutes. So this T2 is T2 is 20 minutes, right? But here what is asked? Final displacement of the person relative to his starting position. Final displacement of the person with respect to his starting position. Starting position is here. That means he came back to his starting position. Final displacement is basically given as delta x is equal to x2 minus x0. Okay, and here we can say t0 is 0 and x0 was 0. Am I right? Am I doing a mistake here? Am I doing any mistake? He turns around and goes back to starting point in 20 minutes. He goes back towards this is towards, not to. He goes towards his starting point in 20 minutes. That means he's not reached the starting point. He has gone until he has walked 20 minutes, and he has covered a distance of 2 kilometers. Slightly confusing question. The statements were confusing. He has gone towards. He has not gone to. Okay, to and towards is different. Different English. वो स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट की तरफ जा रहा है. क्या बोल रहे हो? वो स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट की तरफ जा रहा है. But he has not reached the starting point. He has traveled only 2 kilometers towards the starting point, and he has covered a distance in 20 minutes. So it will be 4 minus 0, which is actually 4. Right? Right? X2 will be 4 minus 0, because with respect to starting position, this position here is actually x2 is equal to 4. So it will become 4 minus 0 will become 4. So the next question for this, next related question is his average speed. So this statement is true. Okay. Starting position is, this final displacement of the person related to his starting position is 4 kilometers. His average speed for entire trip is 0.16 kilometer per minute. So how do you find out the average speed? Average speed, this is simpler. Average speed is total distance by total time. How much is the total distance? 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. And how much is the total time? Total time is 30 plus 20, so 50 minutes, right? So you'll get 8 by 50. So if you solve this, you'll get 0.16 kilometer per minute. So this is also true or false. It is asked. It is true. Hope this is clear. Here there was a slight confusion in point A. For point A, right? It was actually meant. It was said to be towards the starting point. Okay. The position the position is always with respect to a reference point, which is the starting reference. So here the reference was x2. No, sorry, the reference is x0. x2 with respect to x0 has traversed. The displacement is positive 4, right? And x0 is basically 0. Let's move on to the next question. I'll clear this. A car moving in straight line with v1 velocity for some time and v2 velocity in next equal time. What is average velocity of car? These are constant velocities. v1 and v2 are constant velocities at their respective time. Okay? Try to solve it yourself first. Pause it and try to solve it yourself. So what is given here? I'll draw a car here. Okay, this is a car. Assume it's a car, and this car is going initially with velocity v1. Velocity v1. Okay, for how much time it is going? It is going at some time. It is going at some time. Some time. Can we assume the time as t? Time we will assume as t. Okay, so it climbs velocity v1 for some time. From here, it's gone somewhere. Okay, and then after reaching somewhere, it now changed the velocity to v2 in the next equal amount of time. That means at v2, from v2 onwards, time is again t. Okay, and it has reached somewhere obviously. At some again at v2 velocity with time t, it has reached somewhere. So the distance travel when velocity was v1, we will assume as d1, and the distance travel at velocity v2 we will assume as d2. So what is asking? Average velocity. Average velocity is change in displacement divided by change in time. And what is the change in displacement? Change in displacement is d1 plus d2, right? I mean the final is here. So the total displacement from the origin is going to be d2 plus d1. So I will write it as d1 plus d2, and the total time taken is t plus t. It said that equal time, so t plus t. So now what is d1 and d2? If I want to measure the displacement, if I want to measure for that given velocity, how will I write? Displacement is equal to velocity into time, v1 into time, and d2 distance will be velocity v2 into time, and the time period is same. So I can write it this way. So now I will get, what will I get? So we have to find this average velocity with respect to velocity itself, not with respect to distance. So hence we are solving it further. Okay, d1 is v1 t plus d2 is v2 t divided by 2t. So t will cancel. So you'll get v1 plus v2 divided by 2. Okay. So if you see here, it's very interesting concept. V average. If a particle travels with different velocities, if the velocities are different, but the time is equal, same interval, then average velocity is the arithmetic mean, right? It's the arithmetic mean itself, v2 by 2. It's a very important formula. You can remember this as well, and you can apply this formula directly when time is the same. Velocity v2 and v1, time is same, then you can do v1 plus v2 divided by 2. So I'll clear this. We'll take another problem. 5. A train travels from city A to B, city B, with constant speed of 10 meter per second and returns to city A with constant speed again of, this is also constant speed of 20 meter per second. Find average speed. Find speed का average. For how much journey? For the entire journey. Okay. Pause and try to solve it by yourself before I proceed. Take a minute and try to solve it. So what is given here? What is given here? There are two cities A and B. There is city A and there is city B. The train travels. So train is considered as a particle. Okay, train is considered as a particle. This is the particle here at A, and this is particle at B. Train reaches B with constant speed of 10 meter per second. Right, this side is 10 meter per second, and returns to A with a constant speed of 20 meter per second. Find average speed. What is average speed? Average speed formula is total distance by total time. Is the distance given? Distance is not given, sir. Distance from A to B is not given. So shall we make an assumption? Shall we make an assumption of the distance? We'll assume the distance is x. So it's asking for the entire journey. Entire journey means round trip journey. So what will be the total distance? Total distance will be, for the round trip it will be x plus x, because the total path, distance is the total path, divided by total time. Time is also not given, sir. So let us assume for this distance, for this speed, time is t1, and for this 20 meter per second, time is t2. Okay, t1 plus t2. So here it's asking the actual average speed. So we have to solve it. So now what is t1? What is t1? What is given? Constant speed is given. No? Constant speed of 10 meter per second. And speed ka formula is distance by time. So with this, you can calculate time t1 is equal to, time t1 will become equal to distance. That means distance in the first part, when it is 10 meter per second, it is x. X distance divided by the speed, right? So here I will assume, I will take, the speed is given. I will take it as v1. This for the problem solving sake, I will consider as v1. I could have directly taken it as 10, but let me not take it as 10. Let me arrive to a formula with v1. Okay, T1 is x by V1 and T2 is x by V2. So now average speed. Sometimes I write speed on top, average down. Here I wrote average and then speed. Okay, there is no need to get confused. Okay, here it's going to be x plus x divided by x by V1 plus x by V2. So x I can take common. This x if I take common, then x and x will cancel, right? I'll write it here. 2x divided by x if I take common, I will get 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2. So x and x will cancel. So if I solve this, I will get average speed is equal to, what will I get average speed? 2 times V1 V2, 2 times V1 V2 divided by V1 plus V2. So this is also another important formula which you can remember. So now I'll try to solve it. I'll try to solve this equal to 2 times into 10 into 20 divided by 10 plus 20. So this will become how much? 10 plus 20 is 30, right? So this will become equal to 30. So 10, this will cancel. It will become 4, 40 by 3 meter per second. So very interesting formula. This formula you can remember. So if a particle covers equal distance, what happens here? The particle covers equal distances with different velocities. Then the average velocity is given by this formula. Okay, that means distance is same. Earlier case, time was equal. There was a different formula. When distance is same, then you can use directly this formula to find the average speed. So if you have noted this down, I'll move forward to the next question. There are many questions which we can solve. Oh, it's not going. 6. I'm not sure whether 6 or 7. Pardon the numbering. Let us assume it is 6. So a car moves for half of its time at 80 kilometers per hour and rest half of time at 40 kilometers per hour. The total distance is given as 60 kilometers. What do you have to find? You have to find average speed. Average speed of car. Okay. Try to solve it yourself before I solve. So what is given here? Car is moving at different speed. Here speed is different, but the time interval is same. So we have already seen this formula. So you'll get average speed. Instead of trying to solve it all over again, you can solve it all over again. But we know the formula V1 plus V2 divided by 2. So you'll do V1 80 plus 40, 80 plus 40, right? This is the total velocities. 80 plus 40 divided by 2, you'll get 120 divided by 2, you'll get 60. 60 kilometer per hour. So there was no need to consider this aspect. Speed is different, time is same. Shall we solve one more problem? Shall we solve some more problem? Okay, let us solve one more problem. A car moves from X to Y with constant speed V Vu and returns to X with speed Vd. So what is the average speed? Average speed for round trip. For round trip. I hope my mic is on. Microphone. Okay. For this round trip. So here what is given? Try to solve it yourself. Please recollect. We have already solved similar question before. So here the distance is equal. Distance is equal here. What is different? Different speed. Right? Different speed. Different speed. Yeah. So what you'll get average speed? Average speed will be 2 times Vu Vd divided by Vu plus Vd. This is your answer actually. We have seen that in the previous problem. So let's take one more problem. 8. A car moves a distance of 200 meters. It covers first half of distance at speed 40 kilometer per hour, and second half at speed v kilometer per hour. Here average speed is given. Average speed is 48 kilometer per hour. So try to solve it. Try to solve it here. So it is clear here that the distance is equal, right? Because it's mentioned here the first half. That means the other half means the distance became equal. And for equal distances, average speed formula is, velocities are different. So average speed formula is 2 times v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2. The average speed is given 48 is equal to 2 into v1 is how much? 2 into v1 is 40. 40 into v2. v2 is given as v divided by v1 40 plus v. So now you have to solve it. You can solve it at your convenience and find the answer. Or shall we solve it here? Let us try to solve it. Let's try to solve it. What we can do, we minus this, we'll get 24 here. If you get 24 here, 6 fours are right. 6 fours are 24. Oh, I hope I'm doing my math correctly. 10 fours are okay. 3 twos are 5 twos are. So you'll get 3 equal to 5v divided by 40 plus v. So now if you solve this, you'll get 3 into 40 will be 120 plus 3v equal to 5v. This will come beside. You will get it as 2v equal to 120. This will cancel. You will get 60. So v is equal to 60 kilometer per hour. Okay, we have solved almost 8 to more problems. In fact, let us try to solve even more problems. Okay, let us take another problem now. 8, 9. A particle. I hope microphone is still on. Yes, it's on. A particle moves in a straight line for 20 seconds with, this is the velocity related problem, with velocity 3 meter per velocity with velocity, ignore this, with velocity 3 meter per second, and then moves with velocity 4 4 meter per second in same direction for another 20 seconds. Okay, and finally moves with velocity 5 meter per second for next 20 seconds. What is asking? Average velocity of the particle is what is asking. So try to solve it first by yourself. Try to solve it yourself. Pause the video and try to solve it yourself. Okay. So here what is given? Moves in a straight line for 20 seconds with velocity 3 meter per second, and then moves with velocity 4 meter per second in same direction for 20 seconds, and finally moves with velocity 5 meter per second for another 20 seconds. There is no return back here. It's going along, right? It's going along. So total displacement for velocity, for average velocity, we need the total displacement. So what is the total displacement? Total displacement is, so velocity का formula is x by t, right? So velocity into time will give you distance. So total distance will become v1 t1 plus v2 t2 plus v3 t3, right? And v1 is what? V1, the first velocity is 3, and the first time period is 20 seconds, right? So 3 into 20 plus v2, next velocity is 4. So 4 into again 20, all are 20 time period only, right? Plus 5 into, this is 5, velocity 5 in 20. So you add up all this and you'll get your answer. Okay, it's a straightforward question. Straightforward question. We'll get your answer. What is then after we get your answer here? Okay, let's try to solve it. Let's try to solve it. Okay, this will be 60. This will be 60. 60 plus 80 plus 100. You know. So how much will it be? How much will this be? Plus 60 will be 140. Will be 240. 240 what? 240 meter, right? Everything in seconds, so meter. So now it is asked average. What is asked? Average velocity. Average velocity is displacement by time. What is displacement? 240. 240 meters. And total time is 3 into 20, right? T1 plus T2 plus T3 is going to be 3 into 20. The time period is same. We will cancel this. We'll have 12 here and 4 here. So you'll get 4 meter per second. This is your answer. 4 meter per second is your average velocity. Okay, we have solved n number of problems. We can solve more problems as well. There can be various formulation of problem. So we will stop here, and please continue watching the particular channel. Share this particular video to other friends of yours so that they can get help in solving speed and velocity related problem. See you then in my next session, next video. Stay tuned, subscribe and like as well.